to Community Voice. I'm your host, Keith Parris. I want to thank everybody for joining us this morning. What up, B? Man, trying to make it happen. Captain Apostle, what's happening?
Bishop, chairman of the board, superintendent. You earned all the names. God bless you. I figured I'd give you all your accolades.
Good morning to you, too. We're joined. We good over there, Byron?
Yeah, we all right.
Okay. How we doing on our crawl? I don't know when you get the door.
Yeah, I got you.
All right. Well, we're joined in studio. It is that time of year again. It's for Bronzeville Week, and we're joined in studio by Alderwoman Malalee Cox. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Pretty good. And you?
I'm doing well. Happy belated birthday.
Appreciate that.
I appreciate that. And sister, give me your name again.
Ray Hill.
Ray Hill. Hey, Ray Hill. And you're with the Historic King Project? Oh, thank you. And we're here to talk about Bronzeville Week. So I'm going to just turn it over to you all and give us all of the particulars.
All right, this year it is the 16th annual Bronzeville Week. 8 days from August 1st to August 8th of predominantly free events open to the public. The events are primarily focused on art, culture, and commerce. When we started this 16 years ago, we couldn't do it alone. So many friends and I dug in our pockets, and I jokingly say we used the lint in our pockets and some dental floss and made 8 days worth of events with the support of our friends. But one of the sponsors or supports that have been there from the beginning is the Historic King Drive Bid, and they sponsor several events throughout the week. And we kick off Saturday, August 1st with the Harambe 5K Walk Run, which registration begins at 6 a.m. on North and King Drive. That evening, we have the Royal Rhythm Experience at Summer of 85, beginning at 5, and the first 20 people are free. And then Sunday is our biggest event of the whole week, and that is the Bronzeville Cultural and Arts Festival on North Avenue from King Drive to 7th Street. And we encourage families to come out and enjoy art, culture, and commerce. But there are some specific events that the bid is also sponsoring throughout the week, and I'll have Ray tell you more about those.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. Again, Alderwoman has laid it out for you all. It's 8 days of amazing events throughout King Drive in the Bronzeville district. So this year we start off with our business breakfast, which is free. It's Wednesday, August 5th at the America's Black Holocaust Museum from 8:30 to 10:30. We also have an art walk. So we have art installations from the 1st through the 7th in Hillcrow, Honeybee Sage, Pete's Fruit Market, and the MLK Library. And then we end that with a art walk capstone, which is a gallery at Salute Society, August 8th from 4 p.m. to 7. So it's a lot to do.
Trolley rides.
Oh yeah, the trolley rides. Yes, free trolley rides on Thursday the 6th. We do 2 rides. The first one starts at 3:30 at the America's Black Holocaust Museum, and the second ride is at 5 p.m. It's a great time. It's about 45 minutes. Again, family friendly, so bring your family.
I see you have on August 8th. Is that still happening in the Pancake and Poetry?
Yes.
And since still be a Rise and Grind?
Yes, I think since the beginning we've had Pancakes and Poetry, and people love it. As many might know, Rise and Grind will be closing. This actually will be their last day open, and it'll be hosted by Mario, the poet, a former Milwaukee Public Library poet laureate. He will host it, but it'll be, and people can come and sign up. If you're a poet and you want to be heard, you have an opportunity to also sign up and be heard. So it's in front of Rise and Grind. We close off King Drive, put a stage in the middle of the street, and have breakfast and pancakes out there and listen to some wonderful poetry.
This local Legends softball game. Are you related to Miss Hill, Mr. Ray Hill?
That is me.
You Ray Hill?
The other captain is G Smith from G's Clippers. So we have our teams. That's also a free event at Carver Park. A part of the week that's from noon to 2. So y'all come watch G and his team lose to my team. Yeah.
We just can't play. We just got I was telling people it's like the kickball league. It's like the old Negro baseball league. Everybody chirping, everybody talking. The Bronzeville on Friday, Bronzeville Lunch and Learn, housing and neighborhood resources. That's would be something where a lot of information, I would think.
Yeah, definitely. We try to not only entertain during the week, we also try to educate and share resources. That particular lunch and learn, there'll be some food provided, but there'll be resources and information provided from Department of City Development and a couple of other community agencies, just letting people know assistance for purchasing your home, rehabbing your home, doing work on your home, all of that kind of thing, as well as some resources for your neighborhood as well. So that'll be there, and that's free and open to the public as well. It's some great opportunities to purchase homes in Bronzeville, and for those who already live there, it's opportunities to get resources to help fix on your home. But these are also some resources you could use even outside of the Bronzeville district. So I would encourage anyone who might be in need of some housing resources to come out and hear the information.
There is a lot of, I'd say a lot, but there is a lot of development going on there that in the Bronzeville area, particularly on North Avenue. Yeah. Talk a little bit about that.
We go through a process. North Avenue is considered the commercial corridor of the Bronzeville district. The Bronzeville district, created in 2005 by my predecessor, Michael McGee Jr., is a development district. It's not the neighborhood, it's the district. There are some great neighborhoods that make up Bronzeville, Harambe and Howard Park. But North Avenue is that commercial corridor. So when I came in 2008, one of the things I decided was to make sure that the land in that district, that anybody had a fair opportunity to build on it. So we started an RFP process, a request for proposals, so that it would have to be public, that it was an opportunity to purchase, and people had to come with a plan on what they wanted to build. A couple of years later, I created the Bronzeville Advisory Committee, of which Ms. Hill is one of the members, but it's residents who are members, it's artists who are members. So whenever we do RFPs, the finalists come before the Bronzeville Advisory Board. It's just another layer of community to look at the proposals to make sure that whatever is being proposed fits with the Bronzeville Cultural and Entertainment District. If you see cranes in the air now, near 6th and North, that's done by Fit Development, an African American owned and led development company, and that's the Bronzeville, I think, Creative Hub, Arts and Tech Hub. So you will soon see Black Arts MKE, the Wisconsin Conservatory of Music. I'm doing lessons in there, having offices in there, and it's several units of apartments and a couple of live work apartments for artists as well, and a cafe.
Now, the Arts and Culture Center that's going on the corner of King Drive and North Avenue, that's part of the King?
Correct. That's part of the Business Improvement District, which is still in phases of planning. They do have a current gallery right now on 5th and North Avenue called
507, Gallery 507.
On Finlayson, in North Avenue. But I also want to add what Alderwoman did recently in 2022 was the Bronzeville overlay. And so that entire corridor, there has to be emphasis on anything related to Bronzeville, arts and culture related. So we can't just see a Smokies pop up there. There has to be pure intentionality on what type of,
or a Dollar Tree.
Yeah, or a Dollar Tree or Ashley's Furniture. No shade, but we just want to be intentional about the area, and that's one of the latest projects that the Alderwoman in the King Drive bid worked on to ensure that the things that happen in the neighborhood fit within the neighborhood.
Yeah, and there should be a historical marker right there on the corner of 2nd and North, because that's where I was born. So you can There used to be Mercy Memorial Hospitals and
Yeah.
Maternity Hospital. That's where I was born. So we just get a historical marker there where they have. Is there any plans for the old Nationals building there? You know, that's that little building. You know, you had that little gangway that was there. Used to be a store there called National Tea. So there, am I?
It's on King Drive.
Yes.
What's the other cross street?
No, it's between Monarchy and North, and it wouldn't be next door.
So I think it's still privately owned.
Oh, okay.
So there's no plans on moving.
You know, in the back of there used to be this little, they call it a gangway, but it was a little mall. But at the end of that mall was Robbie's, and that was Bobby Thomas. So it was like he had 3 locations there. Where Victory Church is on Teutonia.
Mm-hmm.
That was the Ebony Q, but next door where that parking lot that the post office uses, that was Robbie's. And then he had one on 76 in Silver Spring. Now this is back in the 60s, you know, so in terms, I was just wondering, I'm seeing that development. I had an opportunity to drive down King Drive and that north. And the level of development that you're seeing is just incredible. That's why I always brag. We have the greatest King Drive Boulevard street in the country. The best in the nation.
There are over 900 King Drives across the country. And unfortunately, something that we all know if you travel is usually blighted, disinvested. And at times ours has looked like that as well. But I think we worked diligently over the last couple of decades to improve it, and we're still working. There's still greater things coming. But even right now, it's the best King Drive in the nation. And I always say I dare anybody to show me different.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's amazing. You know, we need to take more pride in our city. And you always, what we doing? Well, drive through the city. You'd be surprised.
Definitely.
So,
and hopefully Bronzeville Week gives people an opportunity. Part of our goal in creating it after we battled over the No Dollar Tree in Bronzeville thing to get a fresh grocery store there, we thought about, you know, instead of fighting against what we don't want, maybe we should, you know, attract what we do want and highlight the good stuff about that's already over here. And that's how the idea for Bronzeville Week came about with myself and several other friends. And we're like, what are the different things we can help spotlight that are great over here already, and that might show people the potential of what could be over here. And so for 16 years, we've done that strong. And this week, if you haven't had a chance, you can get a copy of the schedule. We have a Facebook page, Bronzeville Week. We have an Instagram, Bronzeville Week. But you can also go to milwaukee.gov/Bronzeville and get a copy of the schedule for the entire week.
And can we shout out some of your sponsors?
Yeah,
like
definitely. Thanks, of course, to Historic King Drive Bid, Bader Philanthropy, the City of Milwaukee, Thrive On, and Visit. There are several other sponsors who contribute both money, assistance, and in kind as well. But those are the presenting level sponsors, if I'm not mistaken.
And Versity, and as well as YWCA has sponsored the scholarship for the Milwaukee.
I think people don't understand that when you're talking about developing a business development area, that takes years. I think we always want it just instantaneous, right? It doesn't, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, but you're trying to make this a destination point that people are going to drive there because of all of the attractions that's available there.
Yeah, it actually already is a destination place. I think, you know, related to the Bronzeville Week, I don't know of a festival that lasts or an event that lasts 8 days. I know one that lasts a week or maybe a weekend, but the fact that there are specific curated events to highlight the district in the area for 8 days straight and beyond, I think is unique in itself. But in a sense, King Drive has murals. We have, you know, walk-in tours. We do trolley tours every year during Bronzeville Week. There's an opportunity to continue to patronize and support the district. But every time we get visitors from all over the world, that is always the reaction of like, wow, like this really is a destination.
And it's, we go everything from where the Republicans now have their, yeah, but I'm saying that they saw something, the value in it. And so hey, if they paying rent, property tax, we cool with that. And I don't know, civic media. There's a lot that's going on. There's a lot that's going on down there. So again, Bronzeville Week starts Saturday, August 1st. It starts with the Harambe 5K walk and run. That's still a certified run.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Tonda Thompson. Yep.
And you can register for that. And then all the events and the website they can go to if they just want to get the events for the week.
Milwaukee.gov/Bronzeville. I did want to highlight something, Keith. This year, I do want to always pay homage to, this couldn't have started without some great people, but one in particular who's no longer with us. My assistant, Makua Dancer, for 18 years, she was my thought partner on all of this. I have the idea and she helped me grow it and helped me execute it. This is our first year doing the Bronzeville Week without her. And Lord knows it's hard, but I also want to just give that credit and give her flowers for being a co-founder of Bronzeville Week. So that's one. And something else, that her passing made me think about, mortality, right? And how this highlighting of Bronzeville Week has to continue beyond any of us. So this year we paid particular interest in ensuring that some younger people got an opportunity to curate some events and experiences during the week. Our youngest curator is 17 years old, and I just want to highlight her event. Ms. Kayla Phillips. She is doing the Rooted in Natural event on Wednesday, August 5th from noon to 4 at Alamo, 1942 North Dr. MLK Drive. And Rooted in Natural is celebrating. It is an indoor-outdoor community experience of open learning, confidence, and healing through natural hair, food, music, live hair demonstrations, and more. So I encourage people to come out for that. We also have another young lady, Kennedy Harris, during the Bronzeville Fashion Show. It's a platform for storytelling, entrepreneurship, and community pride explored through fashion, hosted by Kennedy Harris from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. at America's Black Holocaust Museum. And then we have Friday, August 7th, Lit in Bronzeville, a community movement experience designed to bring residents, families, artists, and wellness advocates together through movement, culture, and connection. Hosted by Kalea Tatum, 5 to 8 at Salute Society, 2372 North MLK. So, and it's a few others, but those are the big ones by young people on here. So I encourage folks to come out and support.
Alderwoman Malalee Cox, Ms. Ray Hill. Bronzeville Week, it starts Saturday, August the 1st. That's right there on the corner of King Drive and North, right? Is that the staging? Yeah.
But then we follow up with the festival, the Bronzeville Cultural Arts Festival. Over 130 vendors, 3 stages.
I was going to ask you about the stage. Okay.
Main stage and a kids zone. And this year we're partnering with the King Advisory Back to School Fest folks. They're moving it from the park to our kids zone. So they'll be giving out 1,000 book bags. So if your kid needs a book bag with supplies for school, come on out. Registration starts at 11 and they start doing the giveaway at 3:30. So we encourage families to come out, enjoy some good music, some good food, and some good people.
Appreciate you as always.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're listening to Community Voice. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Community Voice. That voice you heard was from the super producer. And this is what he get paid to do. Oh, man. Well, I'd love to see your scope of work in terms of what you do. We're joined in the studio by Mr. Richard Badger and Miss Amani Stingley.
Good morning.
3 Black Week off.
In the building.
What's happening, man?
Man, golfing.
Golfing.
As often as possible, still not good at it, but making our way through it.
Man, I was watching the Open. To me, anytime you do the Open, the weather needs to be awful. That weather was so nice for Europe. I mean, normally, because Tiger played one year, looked like he was playing in a monsoon. It's
Absolutely.
just that it's not the British Open, it's called the Open.
Correct.
Right. And so anyway, so you're here to talk about golf and a very special event you're doing.
Absolutely. So we Black We Golf, we one of the things that we created years ago is Sunday Funday. And so originally we were doing Sunday Fundays every Sunday during golf season.
After church.
Well, we originally it was at 10 o'clock. And then because folks was complaining that, they had to be at church, we pushed it out to 12 o'clock, and the church folks still weren't coming. So then we kept it. So then we moved it back to 10 o'clock. But Sunday Funday had become a tradition. And so instead of, so then we settled it down from every Sunday, because that became a lot, to just the second and fourth Sunday. The second Sunday being really focused on beginner golfers at Lincoln Park. In their practice area, we'll do like an abbreviated golf clinic, and then we'll take them out on the course. And then on the fourth Sunday, we'll kind of move around to different municipal courses, Milwaukee County municipal courses. Well, over the years, we've had a bunch of women that have come to us saying, hey, I want to learn how to play golf. I want to learn how to play golf. And the one thing I've learned, especially, coming from my wife and other women that are close to me, women want to learn how to play golf, but they need to do it in an environment that seems to be more comfortable for them to be able to do it. And so what we've done is the women have, been in our ear, and we are responding and we're listening. And so on Sunday, August 9th, we're going to be hosting our Sunday Fun Day, and it's the women's edition. So this is the invitation for all women who want to learn how to play golf or who play golf to be able to come out and fellowship or fellowship around the game of golf. And so we did change the location. We're going to be, instead of at Lincoln Park, we're going to be at Noyes Park on 82nd and Good Hope. And so
2 blocks from Christian Faith.
2 blocks from Christian Faith. Yep. 2 blocks from Christian Faith. But it's after church.
Okay.
It's going to be at noon. It's going to be at noon. So we have a schedule from noon to 3. And so it will be after church. So we can go, you can go get your God feel, and then come and cuss God out for putting you in a position where you're missing every shot.
So Amani, tell us about this. Were you one of the people who said, hey, we need to do this? Where were you in all of this?
Yes, so I have just kind of been one of the coaches that have helped out with and been that representation for women in golf.
How long you been golfing?
I've been golfing since I was about 8 or 9. You said, my Uncle Craig, my dad are just huge advocates of golf and women in golf specifically. So being that representation, I'm here to help show them that there are women that do this, and there are women that love to play, and that there's a community for us in this game.
So over and beyond your family, what is it about golf that you like so much?
It just shows you so much about life, and it shows you so much about yourself. It's basically like putting a mirror up to yourself when you're out there, and basically making you be reflective after every shot. How do you react to adversity? How do you react to when things don't go your way, even though you thought you were doing exactly what you needed to do? So over the years, that's just kind of how I've looked at golf, is that it can show you a lot about life if you let it.
So who are you competing against, yourself or the people that might be in your group?
It depends on who you ask.
Okay.
Good answer.
It depends on who you ask.
I'm asking you.
For me, I'm out there competing against myself. Golf is already too hard, in my opinion, to constantly measure up to other people. You're out there playing your own game, and on any day, everybody can be bad. So if you're constantly comparing yourself to other people on the golf course, I feel like that's not like a good measure. It's like you against you while you're out there.
Yeah. I mean, if you had to put a person, like if you really needed to identify a person that you're competing against, it's going to be the grounds crew.
Yes.
Because they're the ones who's setting the course up. And so they're setting the course up to be as challenging and as rewarding as possible. Like some golf courses even have events. That's the it's the ground crew revenge
Yeah,
tournaments. And so what it does, it allows the grounds crew to really dismantle the course to make it as difficult as possible for a golfer. Like they might have a water hose on the putting green that's going to be in the path of the ball rolling to the cup, or they'll put the pin placement will be on a hard heel, so it's unless you drop that ball right in the center of the cup, it's going to be impossible to make the putt. Like it's just there's crazy things. So if you're in competition with anybody, it has to be the grounds crew. But to Amani's point, I mean, it's you're navigating the course for your game, not the people that you're playing with. You have to navigate the course for your game. So we can have the same yardage shot, but it's still a different shot because it's not in the exact same spot, and the conditions are never going to be exactly the same. The wind changes all the time. The blades of grass are different. The humidity is different. If it's a 150-yard shot, if you're 150 yards, you're 150 yard shots from the pin, but you're west of me, yes, 150-yard shot, but you're in a different spot, a different location. So every shot is different. So you can't compete against one another. You have to really compete against the course.
You're listening to Community Voice. We're joined in the studio by Mr. Richard Badger, Miss Amani Stingley of We Black, We Golf. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Community Voice. I love all African people all over the world. All right, we're joined in the studio by Mr. Richard Badger, Miss Amani Stingley. How do you spell it? Is it I or E? I. Faith.
Yes, it's Swahili. Yes.
Yeah. We're here talking We Black, We Golf, and we're talking about a very special targeted event. Can I say that?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So talk again, give people the specifics on it, and certainly encouraging people to be a part of it. I saw your golf clubs in your back seat, boy.
Nah, so those were not my golf clubs in the backseat. That was the mobile driving range. So I was working with some kids yesterday.
Okay.
And so I'm going to get into specifics, but we have some mobile driving ranges that we take out to the community.
Okay.
Because it's hard to get kids, or it's hard to get our community to come out to a golf course to learn how to play golf. But if we bring golf to the community, then at least we're able to introduce the game in a very basic way, put clubs in the hand, able to swing clubs, get a feel for the game. And what we have found is that a lot of people are interested in golf when it literally comes into their front door. You know what I mean? And so they can appreciate the difficulty that golf is, because people, if you never swung a golf club, if you never played the game, but you've seen the game, you're like, how hard can it be to take a stick and hit a ball and the ball is not moving? Well, I can assure you it is extremely difficult. Yeah. And to be accurate is even more difficult, which is why the best golfers in the world, men or women, have been playing for all their life. Like they've had clubs in their hands since they're like 3, 4, 5, 6 years old, 8 years old. Like Imani hasn't talked about herself, but Imani is an amazing golfer with amazing skill set, right? And so that comes from starting at such an early age. So you have to tip your hat to her parents, who understood the value of the sport, in the capacity of the sport, but then also what the sport also can connect you to on a professional side.
I was watching tape. I think it was either Merv Griffin. Tiger Woods was 5 years old. Mm-hmm. His swing was perfect at 5. Now there's some people who are just product, I mean, they just take to it, and it is more. And I watch golf every weekend. I'm watching, and you just begin to appreciate the skill level that folks have, right? I'm talking about the dude who might be the 400 ranked golfer in the world, but got skills.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So talk about the event.
So you want it?
Sure. So we were thinking about how we could get more women, especially Black women, into the game of golf here in Milwaukee. If you guys don't know, Black women are like the fastest growing demographic in the game of golf. It's trendy right now, which is okay. And there's a lot of women who are like, oh, golf. We're looking for something else to do besides go to work, go home to our kids, go home to our husbands every single day. So we've been trying to morph and find a way to bring more women into the Sunday Fundays. And there was, I think, a lady who posted online looking for a community here in Milwaukee of Black women in the game, or just women in general. So the brainchild kind of came up with Laverne's wife. I'm sorry, Richard's wife, Laverne, where she was just like, we should have a Sunday Funday dedicated to women. And that's kind of how this came about.
Yeah. I listen. That's it. I listen.
That's one of the things right out keep you married. Learn how to listen. Even if you don't listen, look like you're listening.
Absolutely.
Good answer.
So the Sunday Funday again is going to be Sunday, August 9th. It's going to be at Noyes Park on 82nd and Good Hope. You don't have to have equipment. We'll bring equipment out. We'll have instructors out. We'll have equipment out. We do ask that if you're going to come, that you pre-register. So you can go on our social media site to do that, to register. But if you don't register, still come. It's there's a $10 fee to it, but we ain't even sweating you on that. We want to be able to introduce the game to you, put clubs in your hand. We do ask that you dress athletically, because we've had in the past women will come to our Sunday Funday, very cute, but the shoes were not for the occasion. And so if you're gonna come cute, that's fine, but make sure you got some sneakers in the car.
And I saw some slick shoes. I thought those are nice. And turned they were golf shoes.
Golf shoes
Why you
stylish.
sound so? Why you look so depressed about
Well,
that?
because I look walking around on the streets in golf shoes.
These golf shoes I got on right now.
Are they? You got okay. And I'm cool with it. All right.
Yeah.
So
I feel like I wear your football cleats.
the vibe. So here's the thing: golf is a vibe. It has become a lifestyle type of sport. So, I mean, men have been wearing golf shirts forever and golf slacks forever, but the shoe game has evolved where the shoes can be worn to the course, on the course, and then back off the course.
Do you think, and just in general, I thought no one had impact in terms of getting people out to golf like Tiger Woods? I mean, Black folks, white folks, Tiger Woods did. What was the movie where, was it Big Boy, where he joined the
Who's Your Caddy?
Who's Your Caddy? You think if people see more, I mean, we see Charles Barkley, worst swing ever. I'm not even a golfer, I know that. You think if people begin to see some of the more, because a lot of celebrities play golf.
Well, absolutely. So I think social media is, Tiger Woods is probably the most credible athlete to change the game of any sport. Simply because Tiger changed the game in regards to other. Michael Jordan is a golfer primarily because of Tiger Woods. Now, we consider Michael Jordan the GOAT. That is not debatable. Just so everybody knows, Michael Jordan is the GOAT.
Yep.
But he plays golf to the degree that he plays because of Tiger Woods. So Tiger had an influence on who we have deemed the GOAT, or who I have deemed the GOAT. So, and his impact is global.
Steph Curry.
Steph Curry's a hell of a golfer.
Right. And
So right now you got LeBron James, who's been playing golf for less than a year. Usher has been playing golf for less than a year. Kevin Hart just started playing golf. Kevin Hart's been playing less than a year. Bronny James has been playing golf. I think Bronny has been playing longer than LeBron. You know, so Lulu Gonzalez, she's a comedian. She plays golf. Angie Martinez, the DJ in New York, she plays golf.
Shonda
Rhimes play. There's so many people who play. This is how I kind of sum it up. Unless you're a golfer, you don't realize how many people don't play golf. Like it's more, you're more likely to find people that play golf, but because they don't know you play golf, they don't talk golf to you, because golf is a whole conversation. It's a whole language. It's a whole thing that happens. It's not necessarily a secret society, but it almost moves like a secret society.
I also think that with all these celebrities getting into the game, people like LeBron, Steph Curry, it makes it so that the kids are like, oh, golf is kind of cool.
Yeah.
right.
Because when I was a kid, I did not like golf. I wanted to play basketball. I wanted to play volleyball. I wanted to play the team sports because that's what my friends are doing. But if we have more celebrities getting into the game, learning the game, it becomes cool to them to actually be on the golf course.
I regret in high school, dude was like, man, you come out here and you could caddy, man. I didn't want to even pick up a golf club. I regret that. Because with caddies, they get a chance to get out and play a little bit, and plus the scratch you're making.
Absolutely.
Well, caddy, I mean, I just talked to a gentleman who is a professional caddy now at a local country club, and a lot of these country clubs are looking for caddies. A caddy program, they have caddy programs. These country clubs have caddy programs where you can actually be awarded a full scholarship to college. They pay for your freshman to senior year of college. So it's a tremendous opportunity there. And then all the relationships and networking that you get done as a caddy, so it's, I would say this though. I wish MPS would do a better job at infusing golf into their gym curriculum. I always thought that gym class was kind of a recruiting tool for the sports for the school, but they don't, some of the schools, like I graduated from Madison High School many years ago. Not one time did they ever bust out with golf clubs. We had a whole, we played badminton. We
rock climbed.
We didn't even rock climb. We did badminton, which I don't even know if there's a professional badminton. I know it's an Olympic sport, but
it's big in Asia.
And see,
it really is. If you look at the
I was on
Olympics,
33rd an hour, man. It wasn't big on 33rd an hour.
Neither was golf.
but we had a golf team. We didn't have a badminton team. So my point was, like, if we have a golf team, then why isn't MPS introducing golf in gym class? As in elementary school, they had square dancing.
I was wondering that you guys, because we had it.
Yeah, they didn't have square dance teams.
We had square dancing. Man, I had
the parachute with the ball bouncing on it. You had to run under the parachute. Like what? Like, so yeah. I mean, I wish that MPS would. It's on their roster. I think the sport is on their roster, but maybe they don't have anybody to teach golf it or whatever the case may be.
Now I know. Do they do anything through Muni Rec?
Through First Tee in partnership with Milwaukee Rec.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And what about that location right there on is it about 17th and State?
The old Bridge in the Gap. The old Bridge in the Gap.
Still using it?
It's my understanding that everything is still there.
Okay. But
they're not necessarily using it.
Right.
I mean, I heard that they're doing workforce services there now.
Okay.
But yeah, it's my understanding. Like, I think Bridge in the Gap was ahead of its time.
What about First Tee? People still doing First Tee?
First Tee is at Noise. So where we're going to be at, that's First Tee that's their hub now. They have their general offices in Tulsa, but the on hand location is Noise Park.
And for the event on August 7th, how many holes?
So it's 9 holes. It's a par 3. It's a pitch and putt course. So it's a par 3 course. It's only 9 holes, but this is going to be more of a clinic than us actually taking them out on the course. So anybody who wants to go out on the course, you're more than welcome to do so. It's a par 3 course, so it's a short course. You don't need a driver, any big clubs, anything like that. But we really want to introduce the game. So there's a driving range there at Noise, and so we're going to be primarily posted up on the driving range, and then the putting green area.
And the other side of it is the community side. The ladies are looking for other ladies who are interested in golf in general. So they can come and find a whole plethora of other women who are like, oh, we're all interested in the same thing. Let's get to know each other, get together, and maybe even take it past this clinic on that Sunday. Yeah.
She's a Stingley. Did you hear plethora?
I am a Stingley.
She's a Stingley. Again, that event happens August 9th.
August 9th.
Sunday,
August 9th. Yep.
And if people want to register, they can go to
We Black We Golf on Facebook, and the link and the flyer is on our Facebook page.
Yep. And we'll get it updated today to have it on the website, weblackwegolf.com.
Appreciate you, Richard. Thank you.
I appreciate you, Keith.
Amani, thank you.
We're gonna get your health up there so you can get out there.
Yeah,
with us,
man, it's getting better, man. After the back of knocking me, I'm better, man.
Hey, praise God, man. Listen,
you know, there might be something that I know she might be listening, that maybe that's something me and the wife can do together.
Yes.
I mean, I said
we failed in kayaking.
My wife just started like really getting into it, and I'm excited. So like, Amani is my wife's golf coach.
Okay.
Because clearly I can't teach my wife, right?
Yeah.
And so you understand?
Yeah, I understand.
And I'm cool with that
Mhm.
because she's out there and
she wants to learn.
she wants to learn and she's enjoying herself. And so it's like, you know, however I can get her into the game is however I can get her to the game. So I'm excited to see how her growth comes about.
I'd get Rhonda in if she could buy gear.
Hey,
You know, I'm just saying for women, the
Just
gear,
wait.
there's
The
the
clothes, the
gear.
shoes
I'm
are
telling
coming.
you, man,
Yeah.
that she got into the whole running triathlon because of all the gear she could buy.
Yes.
Yeah.
That look cute.
Yeah.
the sister's gonna look amazing.
Yeah.
Like, don't get it twisted. They are the first thing that they like. One of the first things when I talk to a woman that wants to learn how to play golf is, I'm gonna go find me a cute outfit.
There you go.
That is not the first thing I hear from a brother. That is
We
not
don't call it cute, but we do have a fit. Now I know
Oh, we gonna listen. Black folks is gonna do what we do. Like
Right.
we ain't coming half stepping with anything. We gonna look the part
You
at
go-
all times.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, the sisters make it a priority. Like brothers are competitive. We want to like. I teach golf. Like I was the head golf coach at Alverno. Amani's the current head golf coach at Alverno College. So we kind of know what we're doing, right? I have brothers tell me that they're gonna go take lessons to learn how to play golf before they come to me to take lessons. I'm like, that's like cleaning your house with a housekeeper.
Right.
Like, why are you gonna clean your house and the housekeeper's coming? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. But it's the competitiveness,
Right.
you know. And I'm like, as an instructor, it's hard to be an instructor and maintain your skills. So if I'm teaching somebody how to play golf, I'm not a golfer at that point.
Right. You're a teacher.
I'm a teacher,
Yeah.
you know. And so, like, you don't have to compete against me
Right. You don't have to impress me or anything like
Right.
that. I'm here to help you
because you're gonna be trash for a very long
for a
time.
very long time.
Gonna be trash.
Richard Badger, thank you. Amani Stingley, thank you.
Thank
We
you.
Black Week off. Hey, we're taking. Why'd I do that? You're listening to Community Voice. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, Kristen. Did you jump rope when you were little?
I did. I didn't really double dutch, but I jumped rope.
You remember when they doubled like?
You had to do the
That's just what he just did. You get ready to go. You get ready to go. You get ready to go.
I need those cues.
It's called preparation. It's getting you ready for
And
that great day.
I'm leaning forward. No, not yet. I'm leaning forward.
Hey, kind of like the Temptation song.
Oh,
It was the third and hope, not yet.
oh my God, yes.
Miss Kristen Harris, she's with Versity Blood Center. Let me do this. Join us tomorrow, Friday, July 31st at 11 a.m. for our 11th annual WNOV Community Resource Fair at the Clinton Rose Senior Center, 3045 North Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Drive. There will be tons of resources, money giveaways every hour, state fair tickets, MPD ice cream truck, the Mobile Survive Alive house, book bag giveaway, a demo drive of a Tesla, and fun for the kids. But most of all, there will be the Versity mobile unit there, and we're doing a big blood drive tomorrow.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, hey, welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Yeah, we're excited to be there tomorrow. We have our newest donor center, Versity on King, which is in the Thrive on King building, just a few blocks from Clinton Rose. So we figured, why not bring our mobile bus right down the street to capture some of those people who may want to donate blood that'll be at this event versus making them come to Thrive on King. So just excited to be in the community, educate people about blood donation. We have 20 slots open, but right now we have 8 filled as of this morning, and our goal is to get at least 12 to 15 people to donate. So hopefully we can make that goal.
And I have signed up. I don't want
right.
to call myself a regular. Here's the backstory. We did a live remote at Thrive on King. And Kristen kept coming. You go give blood, right, Keith? You go give blood. I'm going, yep, I'm going to give blood. You go give blood. As soon as she turned her back, I was gone. I was
shady.
gone. Right,
So
just so
shady.
trifling. I was gone. So then I felt all guilty. So I said, well, you know what? Let me call. So I think the first time I gave blood was March.
Okay.
And then
All
I
right.
came
Thanks for
back
coming.
again in April or June.
Okay.
So I've done it twice this
Okay.
year. And let's talk about it because
Mhm.
people most in need of blood,
Mm-hmm.
usually people of color,
Mm-hmm.
yet we have probably one of the lower donor
We do.
rates.
We do. I say that I feel like every time I come on the radio here or just talking to people in the community, the trust isn't there. Mistrust with healthcare. We are part of healthcare. We have needles. What's in that needle? What are you giving me? There's nothing in the needle. It's a clean, fresh needle. We are actually taking your blood to give to, cancer patients or, a kid living with sickle cell disease, an adult living with sickle cell disease. Different blood products can serve different purposes. And so when we think about, especially Black people and donating blood, we have this RO antigen that I know I've talked about, but it's an RO antigen that's found in 45 to 50% of Blacks and African Americans. And that is the specific type of blood we need for those people living with sickle cell disease. And people with sickle cell disease are in so much pain. They have crises, and blood is the only medicine that they can take. And so if we don't have enough blood on hand, for anybody, unfortunately, things can happen, tragedies can happen. And so we need blood, but we really need the Black community to trust that this is a safe process. We have phlebotomists that are of the community, understand that people need to be educated. We're showing up in places where we are so we can educate and also collect blood. So it's important for us to continue to push the word.
Talks about the types of blood and why now. I think they like my blood. They're trying to, what is it when you can do your normal blood when they're just taking the blood, but what is it when they separate it?
Oh, you're talking about double reds probably.
Yeah.
So that's a more intense process. That's about 2 hours of sitting in a chair where they're actually separating like your platelets, your blood.
And there's
a
certain
separated.
How that blood is. Does they always talk about the amount of iron I have in my blood?
Oh, are you good?
Oh yeah, very good.
Oh, we need you.
And see that every time I come in, she said, "Don't you want it?"
Yes.
I'm going like,
come on and do it. We
yeah.
need that.
But talk about that, and then the rare blood types
Yes.
that people might have, and the importance of those folks given.
Yeah, so I talked about RO. That is specifically, anybody can kind of use it, but it's really makes for a smooth transfusion for those living with sickle cell disease. It's RO blood. So your blood type could be O positive, but then you have this antigen of RO. And then there's just a whole blood donation, which you're probably doing where you come in and that's just probably 10, 15 minutes in the chair. We're just taking your blood. There's platelets, which is about, that's probably about an hour and a half donation where we're taking your platelets. That goes to like cancer patients and things like that. And then the double reds is where they're actually separating your whole blood and your platelets. And that is it could be about 2 hours. So it depends on your blood type of where your blood can go and to which person. But O-neg is a universal. O's are great, O-pos, O-neg, but O-neg can pretty much go to anybody.
It's just so important. And then you were talking about sickle cell, and we've come a long way in terms of how we're treating it, but it's still an issue, right?
It's still a thing. Back in the day, people would have blood tests before you got married. So you kind of knew who you were getting involved with.
And venereal disease. No, really.
That's real. Yeah, there were lots of tests.
Making sure
back
that
in the day.
you weren't.
Yeah, like, what you doing?
Venereal disease.
Yeah, no, that's very true too. But yeah, there were lots of tests back in the day, but now it's kind of willy-nilly and people mixing. And, if you have the sickle cell trait and then you get with somebody who has a sickle cell trait, your child will more than likely have sickle cell. And that's another thing we do is, we won't be doing it tomorrow, but we do it at our Versity on King location is test for your blood, your blood type. So we tell you your blood type, and people sometimes ask us a lot of questions about sickle cell trait, and people don't know sometimes they have sickle cell trait because they don't have sickle cell. But you might have some of the ailments that someone living with sickle cell has, but it's not as prevalent. So you got to know who you're with.
When you were talking about the sickle cell people giving blood, who beyond the blood type, what are some of the things? Because there's some people when they go down, they just can't give blood. What would be some of those reasons why a person wouldn't?
So someone living with sickle cell cannot give blood. There's certain medications that we'll ask you about. So if you're on certain medications, you're unable to give. If your iron is low, which that's why I asked, are you good? you can't give. So if it's like below 13, you can't give. If you've had certain illnesses, there's a whole kind of laundry list of questions that you'll go through when you actually donate blood. You have to weigh at least like 110 pounds. You know, there's certain criteria. It's kind of a mini physical that you get before you donate. And we'll ask you the phlebotomist will ask you a series of questions. And then, you know, from there, you may or may not be able to. High blood pressure is another huge one, especially in our community. High blood pressure defers people in low iron.
Have they lifted the ban on gay men being able to give blood?
Yeah, that was lifted maybe 2 years ago. Maybe between 4 and 2 years ago. It hasn't been that long, and it wasn't really a big conversation nationwide. But yeah, we do get a lot of people from the LGBTQ community who are like, I can't donate. And we're like, yes, you can. Because to be honest, in the past, it was like, hey, if you're a part of this community, you might have X, Y, and Z. But, you know, now we're at the point where you don't know what anybody has. You know, when we do the testing of the blood, you know, after people donate, there are some phone calls that have to be made to say, hey, unfortunately, you have this situation going on. We can't use your blood. And people don't
like hepatitis.
HIV, who knows? There's all type of phone calls that could be made that people just don't know what they had, because people don't always go to the doctor, don't ask for a panel. So when you're donating blood, we test for everything. And so just because you donate, we appreciate people donating, but just because you donate doesn't mean your blood is going to be used. We could not use it for a certain reason.
No, so tomorrow,
Yeah.
Do you need to? Now I know we're signing up in advance.
Yeah.
But what about people who just walk up?
Yeah. So I'd say, I mean, right now we have 8 slots that have been taken. We have an opening for 20. So if you come during a time where there is an open slot, that's fine. I think people should come and check out the bus and talk to the team and just say, if there's nobody there, we'll take you. If they have an appointment, obviously people may have to wait, but I encourage people to do walk-ins because somebody might not show. It's worth a ask to come up to the bus.
And it starts as soon as we start.
We'll be there the majority or the whole time, 11 to 3. So our last appointment can probably be around 2:15-ish. So we don't want everybody to rush at 2:00 and try to donate. You know, we have a good amount of time because there's questions we have to ask you. You have to go through the process. So we just ask that people, you know, try to space it out a little bit.
You sign up right out?
No.
Okay.
Fair enough.
No. Nah.
Okay.
See, that's what I did to you. Now you're gonna do it to him.
Oh yeah.
See, but I'm gonna tell you though.
Spread the guilt. Spread the guilt.
Ain't nobody poking me. I'm sorry.
Come watch him. See how easy.
I'd rather see it on TV than see it in person.
No, man. It's watching your bags fill up, you know, and watching how and you're correct on the phlebotomists. They're very good.
Well, I'll tell you,
very painless. It is not painful.
Thank you.
You know,
somebody got to live to tell the testimony. It might as well be me.
Yeah, but you might need some blood one day, bro.
The blood of the Lamb, amen.
Oh, Jesus.
That's his name. Call him.
You know what?
I don't know if lamb blood is compatible. When you having surgery, run out there and get some lamb blood when you having surgery. Right.
Oh my God.
You growing fur. Okay.
Hey, I'm cool.
You're the blood of the lamb. You need the blood of Keith. You need
might be compatible.
Might be compatible. And every time I go in, she always has to tell me what my blood type is. So I'll find out again when I go in.
Oh yeah, you gotta know your blood type.
Yeah, well, she always tells me, like, I'll write it down for you, and I still forget it.
Oh yeah,
well,
you gotta know that.
Kristen, always good seeing you.
Good to see you too.
We'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
And again, this is part of the 11th annual WNOV Resource Fair. The Versity mobile unit will be there, so people can give blood. Mm-hmm. Certainly, if you can sign up, we want you to sign up. But this is worthwhile, and we appreciate that.
Please come out.
All right. Appreciate you.
Thanks. Yeah, appreciate you guys.
You're listening to Community Voice. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. All right, man. Let me do this. Let me respond to the community caller. Welcome to the program. Good morning.
Yes, sir. Good morning, Keith. Good morning.
Good morning, Tyrone. How are you,
Yes,
sir?
good morning. Blessed, joyful, grateful, thank the Lord. Thanks for asking. How about you and your family?
I'm doing all right for a black man living in America. How about
Well,
you?
hey, watch out for them large cracks in them sidewalks or you'll be stumbling again.
Don't you like when old dudes?
Hey.
Watch out now.
Watch out.
Hey, you know what? I'm trying to get some people out to the city, man. Get out,
Sucky
here.
now. All right.
Street.
Now we got the preamble out the way. What's up, man?
No, I was just appreciating you with hey, good morning, Ryder. Good morning, Clark Kent, man. Good morning, Milwaukee. Yeah, Tyrone W speaking. I appreciate, I've got my father's old golf clubs. I get out there, I appreciate a nice, good. I'll tell you, I had some good laughs. Well, I'll tell you, I watched one a couple years ago with BJ Singh.
Yeah.
And I think
he's playing the senior circuit now.
Is he okay? But what's this other boy's name? He used to rub on the cap all the time there. Oh man, it'll come to me there. But he was always rubbing on that cap though. Oh man, it's eluding me right now. But anyway, what I was thinking was, I appreciate the way they broke it down there. Good morning to Craig Stingley as well there, since we're speaking. Because I know he's a real big golf advocate.
Yeah, Craig been trying to get me on the golf course.
Yeah. Here, you, me, Keon too, but because I would tell Keon, even with fishing, because that's where I was going with it. I mean, I would watch these fishing programs, but there's an actual art to fishing with the lures and the the shallow, the deep.
Okay, wait, I got a guess, man. So where you going?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, there's an art to golf, just like there's an art to fishing.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't get excited about sitting up watching two men fish, though. I mean, but there's an art to it, though. So yeah, that's where I was going.
I don't know other than the two men fishing. My pastor is an avid fisherman, and I know Pastor Williams over at Community.
Yeah.
Like they got a whole little fishing group that they go out. Man, fishing never made me. The only fishing I'm doing is at the fish counter.
Yeah.
At Pick and Save. That is, man, because that especially people using live bait. And,
yep.
I worked at summer camp, and the worst duty you could have was being out there watching these kids try to put the worm on the needle, and then don't let them catch a fish.
But I'll tell you,
they run. They just take off.
I had some fun fishing days with a lot of my cousins there, Steph and Waddy, and their mom and father there, May, my cousin May and Lloyd. Now, man, I mean, they would fish the rivers, man, and they.
All right, man, I appreciate you. Well, because we went from golf to fishing, I got a guess. So appreciate you, man.
Right, okay,
we call back, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
That's crazy. With the crickets on it. That's crazy.
I couldn't take it.
That's crazy.
I couldn't take it.
Talk about rap. You understand wrap it up, right?
Yes.
And we were at Mr. Jones's memorial service.
Yes,
and we were at Holy Redeemer, and student minister William Muhammad got up. They started playing the music. He said, "You wrapped me up," and I ain't said anything. He wrapped him up. You get up there, you get to wrap up, and some people act like the music ain't playing. Everybody's going like, "Amen,
right,
amen." Let's wrap it up. We're joined in studio by Pastor
DJ. Yes.
No, man, I told you got to do your government name.
Oh, that's right.
Daryl Hines the second.
Yes, my full Daryl Lynn Hines. If you want the full government name,
give it to him.
Yes, sir. Daryl Lynn Hines.
But known as DJ.
Yes.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. It's good to be here. I appreciate you opening up the doors for me to come in and have a conversation.
It's great having you in here, man. Just a lot of admiration for the family. I bumped into your Uncle Willie a couple of weeks ago. We had a great conversation. And, man, kind of go back to with them when they were at Westside. I was at Metro. So
so you go back for real. Okay.
Oh man, the whole choir competition was real.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Oh man, it was tell right out. I mean, it was that and a lot of us, Milwaukee being small Milwaukee, a lot of us went to school together.
Right.
But we churches and Black folks were so compressed that everybody kind of knew everybody.
Right.
But that whole thing with West Side, man, it was always they were what are they doing at West Side?
Yeah, and it's funny because I remember West Side.
Do you?
Yeah, as a baby.
Right.
I remember the hard wooden pews and my grandfather up there preaching. So I was there just long enough to recall it as a child being at West Side.
There is I have this Marvin Winans had come in to preach for your dad.
Mm-hmm.
And he got up. It was a school night, and he got up and he said, he gave the time. I don't know if it was 8:15. He said at 8:15, I'm gonna quit. Preachers say that all the time.
I'm gonna close.
I'm gonna close, right? For the fourth time, as
Right.
Noel Jones says, right?
Right,
So
right.
he said, yeah, I'm gonna quit. So I mean, and we were like here. And at whatever 8:15, 9:15, he stopped.
He cut.
Sat
Wow.
down.
Wow.
Your dad got up and said, I know what you said, but you got to finish this thing, man. I was like, and I was going like, boy, because preachers will lie to you in time.
Oh, my
I'm
goodness.
taking my seat, man. Let me do this, and then we're going to talk about
Yeah, take your time.
no, talk about the thing that you all are doing this weekend.
Mhm.
When you think about ministry, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, so ministry is first and foremost one of the greatest sacrifices I think anyone can make doing anything. Because when we talk about ministry, the thing that we never talk about is the suffering that comes with doing ministry. And I was talking to a good friend of mine who recently launched his church, and he was telling me about a lot of the things that he was experiencing that wasn't in the job description. When you're doing life with so many people, you're doing their ups with them, you're doing their downs with them. We've buried family after family and trying to be there as a form of support, trying to be benevolent to people. Some people over the years have dealt with their homes being burned down, and how do we come together to support them? How do we deal with the people that over the years that we've helped, and then one moment we do something or say something they don't like, and they forget all of the things that we've done in the past to help as a community, as a church. And I'm not just saying us as pastoral leaders, but as a community. So I think ministry is a great sacrifice. It's something that you have to be willing to suffer for. And then at the end of the day, I think that anyone who commits themselves to doing ministry full time has to fully depend on God and not try to do it in their own strength. A lot of talented preachers, a lot of talented ministers, they lean first on their gift, the gift to speak well, the gift to show up well, the gift of charisma. And sometimes you lean into that gift for so long, you forget that I really, really, truly need God to do this first. God has to be the center of it. So, I could go on and on because I've been in this my whole life. Like I just told you, I grew up on my grandfather's front pew, into my dad's transition as lead pastor, into my transition as one of our associate pastors. So, ministry, again, it's about sacrifice and suffering.
I think, there is a thing that I say around here. There are no victims, just volunteers.
That's right.
You take what goes along with it. A lot of people don't always understand. I would say to any young person who contemplates going into ministry that maybe your first sermon should be Jesus in the wilderness.
That's it.
Because your humanity and how you're still human.
That's right.
And that's the piece of it. And a lot of it, don't believe the hype.
Right.
Like you begin to, because of your gift.
Mm-hmm.
I heard Bishop Oliphant say this. He says that, the Bible says that your gift will make places.
Will make room for you. Yes.
He said, but it's your character that keeps you there.
That's amen.
And so that ability to have a character, because I think preachers should be the embodiment of what they preach about.
I agree.
Which is hard.
Sacrifice. That's what we're talking about.
Well, yeah.
That's what we're talking about.
And, when I was in preacher school, I came to the conclusion, boy, preachers need to be saved too.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
You know what I mean? Because
right.
It's like if you can get lost, and it's vocation.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not it's a vocation, but I think that whole idea of what a pastor does is takes care of the needs of the people.
Amen.
And that's what people did. And if you catch it, understand that just goes along. If Jesus was crucified,
that's right.
The little suffering that I do here is nothing compared to the suffering that he did.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I just, you wonder now, because there are a lot of challenges. And let me ask that question then. How do we, I've heard this where people say that the method changes, but the message doesn't. How do you adapt to these changing cultural trends that we have?
Well, when you talk about changing cultural specifically, I mean, because there's a spectrum of changes that are happening, every day so broadly. I think that when you talk about the method, there is a way to present the gospel that is different than what my grandfather, the way he presented it. I think also you talk about the level of education from generation to generation that changes the method. So, when you talk about adapting today, what I would probably speak to is where we are from a technology standpoint. The hot topic is AI. You have to be very clear as a man of God, as a leader of God, that you are studied and that you can deliver good information that is biblically sound, because guess what? People can just find it. They can find it quickly if you missed an interpretation of the Holy Ghost, for example, or if you've missed the interpretation of a parable in the scripture. So I think right now the method has to be studied, and it has to be very much in alignment with what is biblically sound, because people have access to information. My kids pull up things right away. I may say something, they be like, well, Dad, that's not exactly right. This was actually designed in 1957, and of course, Google has been around for a long time, but AI is even a deeper dive that goes quicker with more resources at the speed of light. So I think that has to be the focus right now, is not only, like you said, living the life, a standard, right? That comes with accepting the call, but also making sure that when we speak, when we open our mouths to declare the gospel of Jesus Christ, that it is biblically sound and it lacks opinions. We have a lot of opinionated voices right now, and I'm not pointing out any person.
The exegesis of all of that is that people say it's opinion, but it's also a view, right? I mean, like, we're shaped and formed by the environment, the religious environment that we come out of. And so a lot of that, and certainly in adult learning, is kind of unlearning some things.
Absolutely.
That at the point seemed right or was right for that moment.
Yep.
And that's what I'm talking about in terms of cultural shifts.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So
yes.
I think there's he's gone home to glory now, a good friend of mine. It was amazing. I'm a Baptist, grew up Baptist. He grew up Mennonite, got saved, became Church of God in Christ elder. And I asked him the question, I said, the more, do you still have questions? And I just wonder, can clergy still have questions?
Well, you're gonna get me in trouble. I think you're trying to get me in trouble. Let me answer that, because I'm passionate about this. I really am. I tell people who are newly introduced to Christ that you have to question everything for yourself. If you hear a message and there's a piece of that message that you either don't fully understand or that you don't fully agree with, that is an opportunity for you to find the answer. I think that as believers, when we sit in the pews, we take it for granted that everything that is preached to us is solid. Now, we'd hope so, right? But I think that sometimes and in some moments, you have to use it as an opportunity to start to educate yourself. I went through church for decades before I took on that principle of question everything, because at the end of the day, you are responsible for your faith walk. You are responsible for your faith journey. So yes, we have to.
Well, not so much the look, and I was just sitting as you thinking, as you speaking.
Yeah.
They don't need your permission. They go question it. They go because it might push up against something.
Sure.
They strongly believe.
Sure.
But I'm asking in terms of a clergy person.
Mm-hmm.
Is there still question? I mean, that God is God.
Yes.
That one. But after that, there's a whole lot. And then how much of it is our culture as descendants of enslaved Africans, where we were taught you never question God? That's not true. I mean, the Bible, Jesus in Gethsemane, who was he questioning?
Right.
He's questioning God. So
I think honestly, the moment a clergyman, pastor, bishop, whatever office they're sitting in stops questioning is the moment that they have run dry on their journey. That's my personal response to that. I think that we always have to question, because the Bible reveals revelations the more we question, and the Bible reveals itself more. It's not surface. And if we don't question the Bible itself and begin to dig deeper into the scripture, then certain things will never be revealed to us. That's why the revelatory word of God has grown and has transitioned from generation to generation, because I believe that with a new generation comes new questions. And because there are new questions, there's new revelation that is revealed.
we're joined in the studio by Pastor DJ Hines. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
106.5 FM with your host, Keith Parris.
All right, welcome back. And let's get to the real reason why DJ is here.
Sir.
Talk about what you guys are doing Saturday.
Man, we're doing something exciting. It's called Family Fest Revival at the beach, and we'll be down at McKinley Beach. We have a huge tent. We're going to have almost like an old school tent revival. We're going to have church, and we're going to do a baptismal right there in the lake. And early on in the day, we have programming for our kids from 11 to 12:30. Our kids and youth, they're doing their kids blitz, and then our youth led by Pastor Kateri, who's our youth pastor. She'll be doing a whole thing for the youth called Fun in the Sun, and we're praying for the sun. But yeah, we're gonna just take ministry down to the lakefront and have a good time and celebrate family.
You're still doing the baptism?
We're doing the baptism
In that cold water?
man. Hey man. See, there you go. We gonna do the baptism,
Man, when I got baptized, that water was so hot. I don't know if the devil got in the water, but that water was so hot, man.
That was a sign.
Yeah, man. And then you know what you asked me, was I living right? I lied to my baptism.
No, I said you must
be living right, but I told you,
right,
and I'm gonna give you a reason why.
Okay.
I lied to my baptism.
You lied about it?
No, I lied at it. Reverend Kelly said, "You know how to swim?" I go, "Yes." I couldn't swim. So if my spiritual life is all tore up,
so
it's because I lied at baptism.
Why would you have to know how to swim to be baptized, though? Why was that a requirement?
Now you got me worried.
Well, we're gonna have people out there assisting.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I think that's nice, though, man.
Well,
I think
you.
that it's literally thinking outside the box.
Yeah, well, sometimes my dad always says you have to take church outside the four walls and into the community. And we know a lot of people like to gather down at the lakefront during the summer months. And what better way to help celebrate our city and being outside and enjoying the beautiful weather than joining them with some service. Beautiful music. And
who came up with the idea?
My dad did. He's a cyclist, so he was riding.
Really?
Yeah.
I know he's a golfer.
25 miles, 30 miles. My dad's on that bike. Yeah. But he was riding down, and he was like, you know what? It'd be great if we could bring, because we've been doing Family Fest for years. He was like, it'd be great if we could bring it down here off site and enjoy the lakefront. So it was his idea. I can't take any credit.
Do people need to sign up, or they can?
Christianfaith.org. If you want to be baptized, you can hit the link right there under Family Fest. But otherwise, just show up. It doesn't cost anything. You just want to come out and participate. Bring your family, bring your children, your neighbors, everybody. Come on out and just enjoy the festivities.
Man, I appreciate, and thank you for having that conversation.
Oh man, it was great. I enjoyed it.
Man, a lot of times when folks come on, I do a thing called Faith, Justice, Politics, where you get a chance to have conversation with very diverse
Sure.
clergy in the city. That, you know, God speaks with one voice, but there are many voices
That's
that
right.
speak and talk about God.
That's right.
And so for people to be able to hear those different voices and to hear the perspectives, I think
Yes.
it's important for the community, man. So I appreciate you
Yeah.
being a good sport about
Oh,
it.
absolutely. And thank you for the work that you do, man. It's really important. I appreciate
I
it.
just run my mouth. So again, give people the time and where you're
Yeah,
gonna be.
11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at McKinley Beach. Again, this is Family Fest, Revival on the Beach. You can register to be baptized at christianfaith.org.
Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you.
Give my best to the family.
I absolutely will.
Let me thank. I got a whole list of people to thank, don't I? Let me thank Alderwoman Malalee Coggs. Let me thank Miss Amani Stingley. Let me thank Miss Kristen Harris. Let me thank Pastor DJ. I got to read the liner one more time. Okay, I got it. Join us Friday, July 31st at 11 a.m. for our 11th annual Community Resource Fair at Clinton Rose Senior Center, 3045 North Dr. Martin Luther King Drive. There will be tons of resources, money giveaways every hour, state fair tickets, the MPD, ice, the MPD. I can't even do it. The Milwaukee Police Department ice cream truck, Versity mobile unit. You still can sign up to give blood. The book bag giveaway, a demo drive of a Tesla. Okay, and fun for the kids. So again, that's the WNOV Resource Fair. That's going to be tomorrow at Clinton Road, starting at 11 o'clock. And then let me thank Pastor DJ Hines for being part of the program today. Byron left. What up, Debo? All right. Good Lord willing, Creek the Rise. Hope to talk to everybody on Monday. You have a good weekend and go from this place in peace.